8 months since the Duke and Duchess of Sussex did a sit-down bombshell.
8 long months.
8 months. They did it with Oprah Winfrey, of course. Now Meghan Markle has sat down again to join another chat show host.
Yes, the Duchess appeared on the Ellen DeGeneres show to discuss... Well, we're not quite sure what she is going to discuss because it's going out later on today, isn't it?
So this afternoon, American time, tonight for us, and in theory, we think it will air on ITV2 on the 26th, so next week.
Yeah.
We'll get the whole thing. So
they've released one little bit of the show. Let's have a look.
that's the clip that we've had so far. Joining us now is Kristen Meisner, podcaster and Royal Observer, who thinks that it's great that Meghan is being herself again. And we also have royal commentator Angela Levine, who thinks that it is just a publicity stunt. Let's start with you then, Kristen. Lovely to have you with us. Thank you for joining us this morning. Now, you haven't seen all of the interview yet. I know it's going out this afternoon in America, or nighttime for us. What do you make of what you've seen so far? Is this the Meghan Markle that you remember from before what's been going on since she met Harry?
Oh, yes. And it's such a joy to see, you know, the laughter, the storytelling, the relatability. And, you know, not everybody knows this, but she made quite a few talk show appearances back in the day before she was a royal. She was on the Today Show regularly. She was on Larry Wilmore. She was on Rachel Ray. So, you know, this isn't her first time at the rodeo. She knows how to have these kinds of conversations, how to be bubbly, how to, you know, talk about issues she cares about, but also be just very much a regular person and, you know, tell stories like that where she also drove a junker like so many other people in the world. So it's just so great to see, especially because her prior appearances over the last year that we've seen her in have been quite painful. And she's been talking about a lot of issues that are important, but also, you know, that would cause anybody a great deal of pain, the racism, the misogyny, and so on. So just to see her here, happy, bubbly, it's such a terrific treat.
Angela, I wonder whether this is sort of an attempt by Meghan to move away from some of the serious stuff, as Christian just says. You know, the allegations that she made in the Oprah Winfrey interview, frankly, weren't just painful for Meghan and Harry, they were painful for the royal family and others as well. The clip that's been released suggests this is a much more, you know, light-hearted, I might be private jets now, but I used to drive a car I couldn't even get in and out of apart from through the boot. It's a sort of, you know, I came from pretty humble beginnings. You know, let's look at me, the person, rather than me, who's the controversial character.
Well, I think the thing with Meghan is that she's got a whole list of cameos in her head about how she can be. So you have to tread very carefully because it's like walking on eggshells. 1 minute she's trying to be a politician, the next minute she's an author, then she's very suicidal and she's unhappy and she's been badly treated. I mean, a lot of what she said in the Oprah Winfrey interview has been proven to be untrue. And this was the sort of, someone called it goofy Meghan, and they just loved it. I mean, it's not a very interesting story. She's told it before on television. But what is interesting is that she's got a fantastic memory to go into great detail about what happened maybe 18 years ago. But she couldn't remember actually talking to a senior aide in Buckingham Palace about helping with the Finding Freedom. So I think she's very selective, and to me, I'm not taking it at all. It just looks over the top and phony.
Kristen, when you hear Angela talk about Meghan like that and you see the press that she gets and certainly the sort of the controversy that has been courted over here in the British press, what do you make of it? What do you make of royal commentators like Angela sort of not buying this version of Meghan?
I think we have a very different impression of Meghan on this side of the Atlantic. You know, we admire the fact that she's been incredibly outspoken about issues of gender, of race, of family. Right now, she's been very vocal about paid family leave, which is a very real issue in the U.S. She, you know, and Harry have made appearances on behalf of veterans here in the U.S. They're greatly admired. They're considered very savvy and charismatic, very good at talking with the press, obviously, but also very caring. They're their philanthropic work is something that they seem to care a great deal about, and they speak on behalf of issues that benefit from their platform. And so that's something that we should all be grateful for. Giving voice to those issues is not something to be mocked or to be seen as controversial. And it's something to be celebrated. And here on our side of the Atlantic, we absolutely do celebrate that.
Yeah.
There's nothing controversial about trying to give voice to those issues and trying to stand up for people who don't always have somebody standing up for them.
Angela, we know that she's doing this interview. We also think she's not coming back for Christmas to join the Queen this Christmas. Do we know...
I never thought...
Yeah, do we know the reasons behind that?
Well, I never thought she would. I think the PR people she uses puts out all sorts of things to keep her name and Harry's name on the front pages. But I don't think she doesn't like the UK. She thinks it's much too small for her. She always talked when she was here about global issues. We were too small. She obviously didn't get on very well with any of the senior royals. When you go with the Queen to Sandringham for Christmas, it's very orchestrated. You have to change your clothes 5 times a day. You mustn't start to eat until Her Majesty starts to eat. You can't go to bed before she does. You have to be exactly at certain places at certain times. And it's not her style. Also, she likes to be out front. She wants to be the leader of everything, as we see when she pushes Harry out the way with her sort of hand language. But she wouldn't like it, I don't think.
No. I'm not sure I want to get changed 5 times a day as well at Christmas. Angela, it's nice to see you. And Kristen, lovely to get your thoughts this morning as well. Thank you for joining us from New York.
Thank you.